The automated door hissed open, revealing Commander Marcus Chen in his regulation grey jumpsuit, exhaustion etched into every line of his weathered face. Another 16-hour shift aboard the mining station, Kepler's dream, had drained him completely. The endless reports, the equipment failures, the corporate bureaucracy, all blurred together in a haze of monotonous survival. He paused at his threshold, something catching his peripheral vision. There, huddled against the corridor wall beside his quarters, was a figure that shouldn't exist. Small, trembling, with pale blue skin that seemed to shimmer under the harsh fluorescent lighting. The creaturino person looked up at him with enormous silver eyes that held depths of intelligence and desperation. "I can cook, I can clean, I can be quiet," she whispered, her voice like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. The universal translator embedded in his neural implant rendered her words, but he could hear the musical quality of her native tongue underneath. "Please." Marcus had seen the reports. The Zephyrian homeworld had been strip-mined by the Hegemony Corporation 6 months ago. The entire species, gentle, artistic beings who had never developed weapons beyond hunting tools, had been classified as economically redundant and relocated to labor camps. Officially, none had escaped. Yet here she was, somehow having stowed away on a supply freighter, now standing before his door like a ghost of galactic conscience. "You're supposed to be," he began. "Dead?" Her laugh was bitter music. "Yes, we all are, according to your databases. I am Lyra of the Singing Stones. I was a cultural archivist before your species decided our songs had no market value." Marcus glanced down the empty corridor. Security sweeps happened every hour. In 43 minutes, the patrol would find her. In 44 minutes, she'd be on a transport back to camp designation ZR-47, where the average life expectancy was measured in weeks. Something in her silver eyes reminded him of his daughter Sarah, who died in the plague 17 years ago, that same quiet dignity in the face of impossible odds. That same desperate hope masquerading as resignation. "Get inside," he said, stepping back. Lyra moved like liquid starlight, flowing past him into his cramped quarters, the door sealed with finality that felt like crossing a threshold into rebellion. "I don't understand humans," she said, settling onto his worn couch with unconscious grace. "Your species conquered half the galaxy in 3 centuries. You've turned warfare into an art form, yet you also write poetry about flowers and cry at sunsets." Marcus poured himself synthetic coffee with hands that barely trembled. "We're complicated. Your military destroyed my world in 18 hours. Your corporations enslaved my people in 18 days. Yet here you are, risking court-martial for a stranger." Her head tilted, studying him with alien curiosity. Why? He'd asked himself the same question. The logical answer was simple. Harboring a Zephyrian refugee was treason, punishable by mind, wipe, and penal servitude. The human answer was more complex. "Because someone has to," he said finally. Over the following days, Lyra kept her promises. She cooked meals that somehow made reconstituted protein taste like memory itself. She cleaned with meticulous care, organizing his chaos into beauty. And yes, she could be quiet, moving through his quarters like a whisper, present but unobtrusive. But it was the stories she told that changed everything. Tales of Zephyrian philosophy, their mathematics based on harmonic resonance, their art that could make stones sing. She spoke of her people's contributions to galactic culture, achievements that had been systematically erased from official records. Marcus began documenting everything, transmitting coded messages to underground networks. Other humans scattered across the station and beyond, who'd grown sick of their species' path of conquest and consumption. The morning the security sweep finally detected her biosignature, Marcus wasn't surprised to find Lieutenant Sarah Kim at his door instead of the usual patrol. "Sir," she said quietly, "there's been a malfunction in the scanning system. Sector 7 is showing ghost readings. Might take weeks to calibrate properly." Behind her stood Engineer Powell and Dr. Martinez, their faces carefully neutral, but their eyes holding the same quiet rebellion that had infected Marcus. Lyra emerged from the shadows, understanding immediately. "You'd all risk this for one Zephyrian?" "Not for one," Marcus corrected, watching as similar scenes played out across the station through his command feeds. Dozens of humans, independently choosing compassion over compliance, for all of them and for ourselves. The revolution began not with weapons or manifestos, but with whispered words in a corridor. "I can cook, I can clean, I can be quiet." Humanity, it turned out, was at its most dangerous when it remembered how to be human.